Hey everyone, I am Masterpiece Builds. My friends call me Mike. I am in front of the camera today, in part to show off something large that's been hard for me to film, and also just to give it a try. See, maybe you like watching me talk and seeing my emotional reactions to the stuff I'm showing off, rather than just my creepy, chunky hands in a white box. And so you can probably infer what I'm showing off. The big guy. Oh my gosh, he makes me so happy. This is Omega Supreme, my Omega Supreme Lego build. I mean, just looking at him, he's huge, and he looks really good. He really looks the part, I think, kind of both homaging G1 and also looking kind of modernized, similar to the Hasbro Titan scale. Definitely works a little bit differently. With regards to his size, I mean, like, he's huge, right? He stands from my uh, collarbone up to my top of my head with his little dilly bombs. But even out the extra height, I mean, he's huge. I considered making him Titan scale, like the Hasbro toy. At one point on Instagram last year, there was a little sticker on one of my shelves like Omega Supreme must be this high. And I thought about it, and like it's just ridiculous. It would have been this gigantic engineering challenge, and like too many parts, and like taking forever. So I scaled it down, but I didn't just scale it down arbitrarily. I used the rocket parts from the City set, the City Mars set, as kind of like a good anchor point, since Lego did the work. They built me some sweet rocket parts. So yeah, we'll talk about the figure a little bit, and I'll transform him, and then we'll call that good. His head swivels up here. I just used an orange plate to sort of simulate the visor. I don't know if it's perfect. A couple of my colleagues think maybe he should have like facial details, but I actually really like it. I kind of like that Omega Supreme always has this like sort of unknowable visage hidden behind a mask because he's a deep space traveler or whatever. Maybe I thought about stickers with just like some lines to like suggest face or whatever. But for now, I'm happy with it. Maybe I'll keep dinking around with it. I've never done dinking around with any of these, right? As far as his balance and his legs and whatnot, he's got these really big, flat, sturdy feet. So he holds the weight just fine, no issue. The legs are on the big click hinge joints. So it's a little dicey actually holding this much weight. I wouldn't want to like say set him leaned up, looking down at something or whatever. But he's posable enough. He's definitely posable. His knees are the big, huge Technic clicky joints. So he holds the weight just fine as long as you're just thinking about balancing him a little bit. This arm, because it's got this rocket stuff and whatnot, is a little heavy. It won't actually hold the weight. That's the downside with those clicky hinge joints. But this one does. He can. I am Devastator, or I'm Omega Supreme, and like blast Devastator or whatever. Yeah, I think he looks really good, and he makes me really happy. And before I transform him, I'll show off his little buddy. He comes with Countdown, who was originally a Micromaster that came with this sweet like shuttle set and whatnot. And pairing them together, like Hasbro did that for the. There he is. Hasbro did that for the Titans Return. I think it was Titans. I don't know, for the Omega Supreme toys they made. And the characters work really great together. If you read his bio, you could totally imagine him being like the space engineer, running the like communications dishes and whatnot for Omega Supreme. Anyway, I'll transform him back into his little robot mode, or vehicle mode, because he will make an appearance a teeny bit later on. Turn this on camera for the first time. All right. So yeah, Countdown. He's a little like radar rover thingy. Anyway, let's hand aside. Here is Omega Supreme. So we're going to start to transform him, turn into a starport. Pull off his the tracks back here, and those we're going to stay. Those we're going to just clip in together. Then make like a little half circle. Set it aside for the moment. Next up is I guess we'll take the rockets off. So these are kind of like the legs. Pop it off there. These are those quick hinge joints. So it's kind of just mechanically connected by this pin, but you can see all this sort of extra mass down here that basically helps bracket the weight. So it's all the weight's kind of on the pin. It's not really on the pin. It's just leaned up against it. So it feels fine. I don't think it's going to break the hinge joints or anything. So there's one big old rocket chunk. Set that aside for a moment. pop off the other one. Okay. So yeah, these are the Mars rocket set pieces, and there's a little green guy in there so you get them lined up correctly. And I can't not go. Okay, I made it. Let's go. So here's the rocket. Yeah, it's cool. It's impressive. It's big. A neat feature to the rocket, because it comes from the Lego set, the Mars set, is that they have these cavities built in or whatever. They open up, and so as it turns out, by chance or by design, Countdown fits in there really nice, so you can have a little buddy on the go. At one point, I had like a little nanoscale I had made to like pretend that the base would do the mass conversion thing, and it fit in here too. Because that's how it works like in the comics. Like everyone gets in the rocket, including half of Omega Supreme, and they fly from like Cybertron to Earth or whatever, which is just utter ridiculousness. Mass shifting just completely throws out the rules of thermodynamics like utterly. Couple notes about me. I'm new with my face on camera. I'm trying hard to look at the lens and not the screen. Sorry about that. And also, I'll get a better bulb up here so I don't have this crazy glare off my dome, but for now we're making it work. Anyway, here's the rocket. The base, or the rest of him, turns into a base and a tank. So this really satisfying click. Well, here, I'll show you the back. The treads, the faux treads, are kind of like hanging out back here. And you want to actually just lift this all up and then click. And there's his head, and we just split him around and put his little treads up, and it looks close enough to the G1 tank, I think. It's better going the other way. I'll show you this one quick. So yeah, you've got Omega standing right here, and you take the tank and you flip it, and you just drop it in there, and it just clicks in, and it's really nice and satisfying. Which I feel like, if this was just a toy in front of the screen, I wouldn't be adding some of this like expressive verbiage to it. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'm curious about this format. So anyway, back to the Transformer. So yeah, we pop his little tank out and set that off aside, and then the rest of him just sits down and turns into a base. I didn't try to do fancy with like the crazy different levels and stuff. The Hasbro toy is more involved, and the original one is all just parts forming. So it's really like, does it approximate a base? Could you imagine a little command center in there, and does it accommodate the tracks and all that? That's kind of really all we're going for with Omega Supreme. So yeah, we're going to take and flip his legs back. I don't know if it really works. For clearance, these knees here, they don't go 90 this way, but they do go 90 this way. So he works better as a base with the legs kind of backwards, which means you're looking at this back surface, which is like fine. I've sort of like added this as though it's a window, as though there's like tiny little people in there observing the rocket launch or whatnot. And then the arms sort of approximate like the gantry that will come out to like fuel up the rocket, let the engineers in, all the type of stuff that would happen in a real world. Anyway. So yeah, then we point his little toes forward here, and that's his base mode. And then you have to pardon me fiddling with the camera here for a minute, but I'll give you a look at how it all looks laid out. So yeah, get my cell phone out of there. There's the base mode. Grab these tracks over here, put those in. The tank works reasonably well. It goes on the treads. The groove down here lines up to that, so you can kind of push them along, make them roll. It's kind of cool. Similarly, the rocket will pop. Oh god, exploding Countdown. We'll pop Countdown out of there and very swiftly reassemble him. He ought not fly out. I ought be more careful. Similarly, the little wheel ridges here are just so that he can reasonably well scoot along the little track as well. For styling, I like to just throw him up here, have the tank either on the track or maybe just kind of hanging out, doing a defensive position type of thing. And then here's the rocket. And that's Omega Supreme. He makes me really, really happy. Thanks for bearing with me as I keep working on kind of like my studio and my video acumen and all that. I'm not an expert yet. Hopefully it's fun and engaging anyway. As ever, I am Masterpiece Builds. I'm always talking Lego and talking Transformer on Instagram and YouTube. Please follow, like, subscribe, tell your friends, etc. Thanks, everyone. Bye.